we did for division, because we're just going to simplify them. So can anyone tell me what a complex fraction is off the top of the head? What do you think? Yeah, so it's like a fraction and a fraction. But it's like more complex than that. It's like one fraction being added to another fraction in the top, and one fraction being added to another fraction in the bottom. We'll see an example down here. But because last week we talked about when there was like a fraction over a fraction, but now we have multiple fractions. So if we go like down the list, we will create single fractions in both the numerator and the denominator. So with that, that'd be adding fractions or subtracting fractions. Then we'd divide the fraction in the numerator by the fraction in the denominator. So keep it, change it, flip it. Simplify, and remember to always find the values that we have to exclude. How are we feeling about the list so far? We'll get into some examples. Okay. If we look through this example, what would our first step be?
Find common denominators.
Yeah, we want to find common denominators to do what? Yeah, we want to get this to be one fraction and this to be one fraction. So first, you create a single fraction in the numerator and the denominator. What's the LCD of the top fraction? 15. So 3 and 5. What about the bottom?
6.
2 and 3. Okay. What do we need to multiply 1/3 by? 5. 5 over 5. What about the next one?
3 over 3.
Okay. What about this one?
3 over 3.
3 over 3. What about this one?
2 over 2.
2 over 2. Okay. So, what was my denominator up top? 15, 5, and 3. What about the bottom? Okay. What would my numerators be? What would this one be?
5. 6.
We have 5 plus 6. What about the bottom?
3.
3 plus 8. Okay. When I combine those, what do I get?
11.
11 over.
15.
Okay, what about the bottom?
11. 6.
Over 6. Okay. Or I guess they're writing it out. Then we get 11 over 6. When you divide by a fraction, you do what? Multiply by the reciprocal. Keep it, change it, flip it. So if we flip the bottom, what do we get?
66 over 100.
I can't do 15 times 11 in my head. I wouldn't want to. I could just write 11 times 6 and then 11 times 15. Right? Because then you can cancel out the 11s instead of factoring it out again. So what am I left with?
6 over 15.
6 over 15. What does that simplify down to?
3 over 5. 3 over 5.
I think it's 2 over 5.
Oh, yeah. Same as.
Or 2 over 3.
Hey, grab.
I think it should be 2 over 5. Right?
Yeah.
So we'll do 2 over 5. How do we feel about that with just numbers?
Pretty good.
With just numbers?
With just numbers. Now we're going to use... What about n? What if we put an n in there? Or a y?
My n's equal x's.
Okay. Okay, 1 to 5, though. How do we feel so far? Okay. So we're just going to do the same process, but now we have variables. So what was what was our first step when we just did numbers? Yeah. One fraction, and to do that, we need common denominators. So what would the denominator of the top be?
X.
Yeah, x plus 2. What about the bottom?
X plus 2.
Yes. So we said that was x plus 2. Do we have to do anything to this? No.
So 1 and x plus 1. So you got rid of the x and
You wouldn't need to do this step like when you're solving it because you don't have to factor anything out or combine anything in the top. I think it's just getting in the habit of finding the LCD of the top and finding the LCD of the bottom.
So the top stays the same?
In this case, yes, the top stays the same. And then the bottom we said was also x plus 2. So what value do we have to exclude? negative 2.
That's the one part.
Okay? So we said we don't have to do anything to the top. What do we have to do to that 1? Yeah, x plus 2 over x plus 2. Okay, how can I combine those then?
Just keep the same and then so would it just be 2 over x plus 2?
Yep, the x would cancel because we'd have positive x and negative x. So what would I be left with?
2 over x plus 2.
And then this is just coming with us the whole way. Okay, what's my next step? Okay, what am I flipping? Bottom. Yep. So, flip the bottom, change the sign. What can I do from there?
Cancel out x plus 2.
Yeah, we can. He's going to combine it into one fraction and then cancel them out. You can cancel them out from there. So our final answer is x over 2 with negative 2 being excluded. Any questions? You were gone for a lot of this, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be tough.
I'm really lost, but you know.
So reassuring. I'm so proud of you. This is
Once you start doing it, it won't be
All
bad.
right. I don't know. Where did the negative 2 come from?
So, because we can't have a 0 in the denominator. Have you done like 4 divided by 0 in your calculator before?
Wait, what?
Have you done 4 divided by 0 or some number divided by 0 in your calculator?
Yeah.
What do you get?
0. Wait.
Not quite.
Wait, sorry. Yeah. 2 to 0.
You got like syntax error, undefined. So we can't have a 0 in the denominator. That's why we get this excluded value.
I think just for her, we should go back through multiplying and dividing.
Well, we're doing that right here.
Without the fraction.
No.
But shouldn't you like multiply?
Without the fraction.
Wouldn't you multiply that by x plus 2 over x plus 2?
Yeah, we did it. We did this one because we just have to change that denominator.
I mean, it makes sense.
Oh, there's
Wait, I get it now. Because then when you subtract x plus 2 and x plus 2 and then you get 0.
Yep.
Okay, so what after that? Like, you get 0 then the denominator or something.
Then you just say that we can't have that value
And where did you get the negative 2 though?
from this one. Because if we set that equal to 0 and subtract 2, we get x equals negative 2, and we can't have that.
All right.
So you just add a dash through it.
double check after before you go back. Make sure there is no more.
I kind of got it, but not at the same time.
We'll go through more. You'll get it. You'll get it. Okay, what do I do first?
Simplify.
Make it one fraction.
Yeah, I would factor this
Oh yeah.
because then I could see the different factors of my LCD. What would I pull out?
5.
5. So then I'd have x plus 3, right? Okay. What's my top LCD?
5 times.
5 and x plus
5 and x plus 3. Okay. What about the bottom?
5 times.
Yeah, gonna be the same, right? So what value do I have to exclude?
Negative 3.
Negative 3. Okay. Solid. Okay. So if my LCD is 5 and x plus 3, 5 over 5.
And then the bottom one, 5 over 5.
Okay.
And then that one is x plus 3 over x plus 3.
Nice. Did we have to multiply that one by anything? No. Okay, what does that combine into? You're doing the bottom?
I think the answer's under the block.
I think it is under the block as well. So if we distribute this, we get 5x squared, right? And then what's going to happen with this one? It's just going to stay the same, right?
This just looks like a match.
Okay, what about the bottom? What do I get?
5x.
You're right. Step by step. Okay.
So now,
Okay,
so 5x, so 6x plus 3. Oh, I'm doing the bottom one. 6x squared over 5 divided 5x. 5 times x plus 3 over 6x plus 3 over 5x plus 3.
So we combine the numerators to get 6x squared? Or
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
we just combine them into one
Yeah,
fraction?
It's 6x squared over 5x.
Okay.
So 5 times. Yeah. What?
That's what I would.
Guys, I got there.
We combine like terms. Since we went from 5x squared plus x squared and then 5x plus x, we get 6x squared on the top and then 6x plus 3. And then those just stay with us. So I keep it, change it, flip it, right?
Yep. Times x plus 3 over x squared plus 3.
So we flip the second or the bottom fraction. Can I cancel terms from here? Can I cancel these fractions from here?
Yes.
Yes.
They copy and paste it to the end.
In this case, we pulled out a 3 because we can exclude another value because we have a new denominator. Okay. So if you do 6 times 5, you get 30, right?
So 1/2 or negative 1/2.
Okay, I need you guys to stop talking, please. This is a lot to do, so there's a lot of different steps. So we multiplied 6 and 5, right, to get 30? 5 and 3 to get 15?
Yeah.
Okay. So what is my new 0 that I have to take out, though? Negative 1/2. So we got negative 3 and negative 1/2. We can cancel out those, right? And then what's 30? Yeah, you can cancel them out right here and get 6 over 3. Because that's going to be the same as 30 over 15, right? What is that?
X plus 3. You said it's with minus the 2.
Yeah, 2 over 1, right? In either case, if we have 6 over 3, that's 2, right? What about 30 over 15? That's 2 as well, right? Okay. So then I'm left with what in the top if we said that?
2x squared.
2x squared?
2x.
Yep. 2x squared over
Oh, nothing. It wanted to go.
over 2x squared over 2x plus 1.
I'm going to enter that wrong because I can count all my problems.
Okay, how do we feel?
Pretty good.
You have a question or are you saying 5? That was confident 5. I like it. Okay. I will have you guys try this one.
Come on, guys, let's do it. Me and
Okay. What was your first step? How do we find the least common denominator? Yeah, we have to factor this quadratic first, right? What would my factors be?
X plus 6, x minus 1.
X plus 6 and x minus 4. Okay, what is my top LCD?
X plus 6 times x minus 4.
Yep. Okay, what about my bottom?
X plus 6.
Yeah. Okay. What values do I have to exclude?
Negative 6.
And 4.
And 4, because that is a denominator. It's just not the bottom denominator.
Oh.
So you have to look at this row and this row, and also after you flip it.
Because there isn't one.
Okay, what did you do from there?
You get it to be one fraction.
So like the
Okay,
top one.
does this one need to be multiplied by anything?
No.
Does this one?
X plus 6 over x plus 6.
Okay, what about that one?
X
Nothing.
plus 6. Well, no.
X plus 6 over x plus
Okay. So, I noticed there was a little struggle going at this stage. We got to distribute the negative to both terms. So what would that numerator simplify into?
Negative x plus 6.
Plus 1.
Oh. I thought we were
Negative x
distributing.
plus 1. Yeah, you're
right.
Negative x plus 1. Could we also write that as 1 minus x?
She
Yeah.
said distribute, so I distribute.
Okay. What about the bottom? What does that simplify into?
X plus 8.
X plus 8. Okay. Or I guess he's distributing the negative first, and we said that was negative x plus 1 or 1 minus x.
Yeah.
In this case, we'll do 1 minus x. Okay, what do I do there? What am I flipping?
Bottom one.
The bottom one?
So now you have to get rid of negative 8.
Okay, yes, we do. Can I just write this as one fraction?
Yes.
Yeah. Can I simplify and not write it as one fraction?
No.
Yeah. Like if I wanted to not rewrite everything with one fraction bar, can I just say, oh, I have an x plus 6 and an x plus 6? Okay. So then we also have to include negative 8.
Yep.
So then I'm left with 1 minus x over x minus 4 times x plus 8. How do we feel 1 to 5?
That's basically
I think you need some practice. Okay. I'm not too sure when this class is out, so you have the rest of the class to just work. What's up? Just so we don't have negative x plus 1. That looks kind of weird.
Why didn't you just distribute the negative or times it by the negative and then do x minus 1?
You could, but then you'd get a negative in the denominator.
And we can't do that.
They're all equivalent though, aren't they? Yeah. So whatever your heart chooses to do, you can do that. Okay, that's all I got for you.